When I think about what my fear looks like, it's a spiral. It's like a whirlwind. It's spinning, just whirlwind. It's just getting worse and 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 worse. When I grew up as a kid, we had no church, no religious instruction, and we learned that you controlled your world. What my fear looked like was a loss of control. And I watched my father sort of ride the business roller coaster. I saw my mother battle mental illness, and I told myself that I was going to control everything I could. It was partly being married and having children that made me realize that I couldn't control these other people. And my wife took on an entrepreneurial challenge. She struggled, and she came to me one day and said she didn't think it was going to make it fast enough. And we couldn't pay the bills. And I snapped. And I realized I've been snapping at my kids, and I've been snapping at my wife. And I'd lost control to the point where I found myself weeping. And my wife said she can't live with me anymore the way I was. And we've been going to Crossroads for years, but I still hadn't found Jesus. So it was very hard for me to accept that the world is out of my control and to ask someone else to step in and intervene on my behalf. The idea that Jesus would care about me was totally outside my mind, totally outside my comprehension. And so the morning after my biggest snap, I stepped out of my house and I just started talking to Jesus and asking him if he would just show me something, just take it away. And I asked Jesus to come into my life next to a frozen pond that someone had dug on their property. And when I got to man camp, I was able to just clearly feel called to be baptized for the first time in my entire life. I went down there and I'm in the water, I'm out of the water. It's quick, it was awesome. And then without even knowing it, the rest of the guys from my small group are around me. And I remember now, it was just this feeling of care that I'd never gotten as a child. And what it looks like now, I feel lighter. And most importantly, I've got someone to talk to, someone to offer up all those things I tried to control. And so I'm excited to take new ground in that area and move through baptism forward with Christ.